Welcome back to Nightingale's Motorcycles, Metal Finishers and Restorers. This is just a quick catch-up because we've got a lot in the air, up in the air at the moment with different projects. So it's a bit of TLR, a bit of specialist coatings, and I'm also putting in a little tip for your foot workshop which you can make up for pennies. And then I'll be back onto some of our chroming and specialist coatings again. So we'll start off then. Just a little top tip for a workshop. Now, as I said, many years ago, so we're talking, I'm 64 now, so I was 25 when I was doing this. I used to repair TVs and videos for a living, and that's when you did repair them. And if any of you remember when you used to put your VHS tape in, or your Betamax, or if you're even a bit System 2000 Philips, they used to smash the cages. So the cages were made up of plastic and plastic cogs. And rather than wasting money, or people couldn't afford it to repair the cage, we used to fix them. So we had the stuff on the bench because we had either acetone, a cleaning agent for the heads of the drum, and we had to make a plastic solution up. So we do a few things in the shop. You'll have seen stapling and soldering and melting stuff and iron filings, but this is just a really quick one because I use it. I genuinely think I was leaving this till the next one, but I thought I've been using it so much this week, I'll just show you how to make it. So here we go. So simple, this one. Once you've done this, you'll some old bits of plastic like on boxes or CDI units. So all we're going to do is we're just going to chomp a few little bits up, and I'm going to put some in that little bottle there. If it was to you at home and you've got some, you just want to make sure it's sealed is the top, because we're going to add something to this to make up a chemical. And as I say, it's the final finish of it. It's perfect, especially if you don't want things what look a bit botched up. It's also good if you've got, when you get people who've over-tightened studs in air filter boxes and your brass inserts are spinning, we know super glue, because I'm going to do you something on that later on, because we used to do a few tricks with that. So I'm just going to put a few bits like this in. Right. So this will make you up enough to do many repairs, especially if in restoration or panels, side panels, cracked fairings, anything like that. Right, so we've got a few bits, plastic. I'm going to put them into here. That was easy, wasn't it? As I say, so 64 now, 24 when I was doing this, so I haven't discovered the wheel or anything, you know, and anything new. There's plenty of people doing it. So all I'm going to do then is I'm going to add some acetone. So before you run upstairs and go in your girlfriend's, fiance, wife or boyfriend's drawer, I'm not bothered, for acetone and nail varnish remover, probably just get yourself some. The other way around it is, if you because you'll always have this in. Look, you see this, how much I'm putting in here? So we'll just leave that there. There's another way of doing it if you're always getting told off, sat here spending money on your motorbiking garage. Is you just want to say, but you have to say it fast, this. Just say, I'm after some acetone for my bike, but it's the same stuff what you use to take your nail varnish remover off. So if we get a little bottle, I'll fill your bottle up upstairs. Then she'll go, fantastic. You get yourself a free bottle of acetone. Right, so we're going to leave them in while we're talking about a few other things. I'll leave it there. And what we'll do is, one I made earlier. So what it'll turn into overnight is that. A lovely shiny plastic repair. Now, what you can do, if you've got some of your side panels, this is of a little TY, and you've got a crack in them or a fairing, just put your foil over the crack, brush, onto the repair. leave it 2 or 3 hours, can give it another coat, pull your tape off, lovely smooth repair, fantastic. If you wanted to put a little bit of mesh over that, you could do. But so when you get the studs, especially the studs turn round in these air filter boxes, now they're my favourite air filter because these are off a TLR 200. A lot of you on your TLRs. We're going to cover a few things. That's just starting to go a little bit funny coloured now. These air filter boxes, they get modified or usually get changed for something else, like an aluminium box. Not only on these, on TY Yams and Fantics, and aluminium box. And we will go into it one day, but this is your typical example. So that's your original one with the honeycombs, and a lot happens in that air filter box. And then this is one that someone's decided to take the flutes off, and as you see, has drilled a series of holes, and then they've actually even done a couple of extra ones in for look there. It's usually something they say you have to put 2 16mm holes in it, but we're not going into that today. So, or they do something here because they want to let water in faster and flood the engine out. So what I'm saying is, when I get these in and people have done this, I have to do a repair. So in the workshop this week, I've had 2 or 3 of these air filter boxes in. No, 4 of these air filter boxes in. So I've just cut a piece of plastic. I'll lift this original one up. I'll put the plastic on top like that. I'll simply go around it, underneath it, and tomorrow morning that'll be a perfect weld. Lovely smooth. And if I want to just match it up a bit, it's just a fantastic way of making yourself something up. When these studs, when the brasses start turning, take the stud out, put a dab of it in with a brush, put your stud back in, but you can use it for hundreds of things. You can make this straight away. You know, starting to go already. And by tomorrow morning, that'll just be... You want the consistency, ideally, if you look at this. Just so it's got a bit in it. Bit of thickness in it. So you just add your bits. You just add bits to it. So that's how I used to repair the cages. The wheels as well, the cogs on the side of the cages I used to repair. And that was done with a silicon. We used to do a silicon copy first of the cog. You'll see people doing it nowadays on YouTube, and we get the equivalent to super glue and an accelerator, and we make the cog back up. But we were doing it, as I say, all them years ago, so it's not... But that in the workshop alone, this product is fantastic. So I'll just put it to one side a bit while I show you something else. But you will use it if you're into restoring your bikes or a few cracks and panels and fairings and that. As I say, that if you look close up at that now, you know, because the acetone dries out. So basically what you've got then is just acetones. A few people have asked questions as well on when I did the ultrasonic, and it's right, what percentage of strength? Well, I'm basing anything you can buy off your Amazon, eBay, the percent, anything's fine. There's no particular measurements with anything. So that's the first thing with that. Bit of acetone, and you use your acetone for cleaning down. I mean, if you're prepping any parts for painting, use the acetone. Acetone's a fantastic prepper for metal parts and cleaning back. You know, like a good quality brake cleaner, you can use that. So right, so that's basically it. That air filter box is in. We'll do our own thing to that. That's a completely standard one, unmolested. So we'll put them down for now. My favourite one, the aluminium boxes on all these bikes. I've just had a certain person bring one back to me, and I'll just say he works in Milton Keynes at a certain plant. Seem to do a lot of things around Milton Keynes, and he brought it back in for me, and you might like this. Oh, dropped a plant. There we go. What a waste. There we go. That's an aluminium air filter. That looked quite good there. Yeah, so I'll put that in workshop. I've got about 4 of these now. Well, you want to buy one? Well, give us a shout then. Right, anyway, not wrong with aluminium air filter boxes. It's just the one you've taken off is, you know the technology, what goes into them. In the early days, 40 odd years ago, blow your brains. Anyway, right, we're going to go off that. We're going to still stay on TLR 200s, the one we're building. Now, we haven't got to, next week I hopefully should be assembling this, but what I thought I'd show you is, we've taken the old Cerakote off, which was white. I've now done this in a ceramic coating. It's about 625 centigrade, petrol resistant, brake fluid resistant, and I've done this in a black velvet, this casing. So, as I said, when we blast it, we blast the outside with an oxide, the insides, as you can see, smooth, like the top of my head, right, immaculate, because that's done with soda, right, that's good, looks nice that now. This is the other casing, soda, oxide, soda, black velvet. Look at that for a factory finish, superb, look at it. Right, so I'm going to show you the head close up as well, because if you remember, we've done the barrel, which I'm going to show you in another video, with finning and how we strip them back. So this is the cylinder head done in it, and if you look nice and close on that, factory finish, look, perfect. So this will get assembled with the barrel, with the edges done. It's going to have a chrome rocker top on it, rocker box, and it's going to have polished chrome, which I've done in the cannings room. So you'll start to see this come together. But I just thought I'd show you that colour. It's a popular colour, that black velvet, considering how many velvets there are in ceramic coatings. Right, carry on then. So we're also going to start some videos and put parts up as well on bigger engines. You see down here, valves and tuning and everything else, on some of the specialist coatings we do. So this is a back one of the cams off one of my CBX 1006s. So we'll start by showing people what we do with the different coatings on cams, pistons. This will be a dry film lube. It's a microslick. Now microslick again is what we coat the skirts of the pistons with. We've got a piston top coat for the top, which we do like the valves on even our little machines here. That's a piston coat on the side, that one, on our cams. So it's the same as what goes on there. So I'll be showing these done. Obviously we're doing things, you'll be asking for wet film thickness readings and how we actually apply it and that, because now we've gone into a bit more specialist stuff. So radiators as well. We'll be doing the radiators in a transfer grey to get the heat away from the rads. Also, like on our TLR 200s, if you look at the factory finish of that, on that head cam cover, rocker box top, so lovely factory finish, a couple of hour billets on it. That's to get it away, which I do to these. Every one of these I put out. That one's for that cylinder head up here, so that's another thing. That's what goes on there. So camshaft pistons, race engines, internals of crankcases, is all going to be covered. And this, we're now on Thursday, and hopefully there'll be a video going out, well, I think it'll be Monday now, on a big 1100 Kawasaki, not only for some sound, but what we've actually done, and some big flat side carbs on it. It's actually a road bike, but it looks super cool. That's worth watching. Another thing, a few questions I've had in, is the chroming. And they said, could you have another look at this chrome effect powder? So you might be able to just get a bit of a shot there if you come just a bit closer to it. Right, so it's not the best, and in this light it's not the best. So what I'm going to do is, we've just had one of my friends coming. He's got just bought his Senna Merlin trials bike. It's one with the mag wheels on. So I thought what we'd do is we'd polish the alloy wheels back up to look lovely, but the actual spokes, the struts, the alloy wheel, because it's weird having alloy wheels on a trials bike, obviously. I thought we would powder chrome them, so with the alloy, so I'll be able to show you them as I do them. I'll probably do something a bit bigger, like a race wheel again, because it does look pretty good. And this is about 7 or 8 attempts with powders I've been trying. We won't say it's chrome, but certainly say it's eye bling is that. So that'll be interesting. And I think the last thing, back to our little tip with this is, I can already recoat this. It's flashing off. Look at that already. I can layer that. It's nearly gone. If you look close here, I put some in here this morning, and I fill this up with it. Look, and look how smooth it is. Look at that for a finish. Look at the strength. You know, and you'll make this up for absolute pennies because you'll have stuff laid about, and it's just things we use, and it just saves you so much. But that's nearly gone, is that already? So as the acetone dries out, you've got yourself a good repair. And then all you'd do, because you'd have a lovely smooth finish in here, is just pull the tape. It's surprising how many, even on these little radiators with vibration, if I get a stud off, what I do is I do it all in this, and the next day it's just covered it. Look, if I wanted to, I could just fill the rest of that in, and then what you could do is just give it a little light burnish. But you aren't pinning, you're not doing anything, but the strength of it, it's unbelievable. If you see so much stuff with that, I mean, you could, even if you wanted to, if it's not on any surface, put a piece of plastic over the top of that and now recoat it. So it really is. And as I say, a few bits of plastic in the bottle. You see it's just going off a funny colour, and it's just going black now, just starting to go grey, breaking up from what it was. Look, clear, it's changing colour. You won't believe that. As I say, smooth as that. So a lot of things happening. There's some things in the workshop I can't show you this week because they've been a bit they're a bit one-off on the race side. Close up, we've got some cylinder heads which we're going to start showing you. One of the biggest ones we're going to do when it comes back to ceramic coatings. You can see here on the counter the amount of swatches we have. Everything's a series in what we do. There's one thing could tell you, the Merlin we're getting in, it's the silver tanked one. I have a Merlin in there which I did a tank repair, liner repair. It's got holes in it where the frame's been rubbing. Another thing you can do is, going back to this little pot of stuff already, right, especially with fiberglass tanks, just dry it out and then dab some of this over it, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to flush your fiberglass tank out. And two of my products in a video, you'd use Prep 1, which is, this is for road bikes as well, race bikes, anything that's been stood a long time. Prep 1 is a fantastic cleaner to get rid of the crap fuel or anything what's in there. So what he'll do with his fiberglass tank, if he pours that in, because this is a flush, it'll come out obviously, because you've got no, that's great, because do it the night before, dab your holes or down the seams like I do on fiberglass tank or anything, dot holes in your petrol tank, start to flush out with this, and you're not sieving it out. Then unfortunately, because it's a fiberglass tank, you'll have to use my tank liner, which is always last resort. But on these fiberglass tanks, that's my own products. That the De-Ruster 2 is for your rusty tanks. Obviously, you've got a rusty tank, you want Prep 1, Prep 2, and then Prep 3, and hopefully you'll never have to put a liner. So mixed video today. A little tip, as I say, I'll be making some of that up straight away. If it's still a bit thin, all you do is put some more bits of plastic into it, and it's so smooth. Again, we're based in Scarborough, North Yorkshire, 01723 370 399. As I always say, it's the smallest project you've got. Give us a shout on a part. We'll always tell you, I will sample. If you're available, we're available on that phone. If not, you can get me afternoons after 3 usually. Email me or leave a comment. And as usual, we're trying to grow this channel, because one of the most interesting things we want to do is bring one of big Suzuki Gixxers in, which is, you'll see it when it comes in. We're going to do an engine build, a full tune from crank And all these, the crankshaft will all be ceramic coated, the rods will be, the shells, the inner casings, it'll have bin valves, everything done, bigger carbs, the full works. And hopefully we're going to get it to Cadwell. I want a classic bike race days, so that should be in, but we'll do it from scratch so we can follow it through, because you seem to like the videos. But if there's any process, because as we say, pistons right the way through, polishing, ceramic coating, powder coating, 6,000 watt ultrasonic cleaning. If there's anything you're unsure of, we've got everything here. There's a lot of things you can do at home. That's the thing. That's why I'm trying to throw some of these tips in, so hopefully it'll help you out. So appreciate you watching, appreciate your comments, and as I say, no matter whatever the project is, if you just feel saying to yourself, I don't know what to do, or should I restore, or should I do this, and I think I'm just waiting for a machine to come in. What's in that dilemma with the customer at the moment? It's working in a fashion, not far off from getting it running, and he's thinking respoking, new rims, mud guards, clocks sent away. We're talking a proper restoration, wiring loom, your powder coating, all the rest of it, full engine build. Or does we just take parts off, get it running, and he rides a rideable classic, which I'm a big believer in, because otherwise you just end up spending thousands of pounds. So we'll stop at that, and hopefully it'll be Monday now, and we'll get this video, this big Kawasaki in here, and see what you think of that. So thanks again for watching, appreciate it.